Good morning and welcome to another episode of Coffee with Kristin and Tina. We're your hosts. I'm Tina Prigge of Vagabond Creative Studio. This is Kristin Odell of KLO. Kristin, are we losing you again this morning?
No, I'm here. Can you see me?
Are you there? Okay. It looks like you're frozen, so I just wasn't sure.
I'm not frozen. I'm here.
Okay, that is awesome. How's everything going this morning?
It is going, it's kind of a rainy, cloudy day again, but it's muggy out there and the grass is getting watered. All the plants are getting watered. So I'm just going to be thankful that we're getting some rain because in the words of some old country song, rain is a good thing.
It definitely is, especially when you consider some of the things, some of the drought and lack of water that's happening in different places. We are lucky to have it.
Right. I agree with you. Your shirt looks so summery today.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love the pineapple.
A little nod of support to all of our friends celebrating this month too. A little rainbow.
Yeah. It reminds me of my which I bought during COVID just to make things a little more exciting, and I love them. So yes.
The sense of those must be divine, Kristin. Do you ever keep it by the nose, not the mouth? Keep it by the nose. Don't get any closer to the mouth.
What is it about scented markers that's so satisfying?
Right. And actually, when you showed me the box, at first I thought it was a box of popsicles or some kind of summer treat.
That would be even better. It's not, though. No, I just I would dare you, if you were having a crappy day, to get these out and smell them. There's no way you could possibly still be grumpy.
Wait, what does the black one smell like?
I'm pretty sure it's black licorice. One moment, please.
Oh.
Black licorice.
So do you have a favorite? Is there one you always gravitate towards?
I do like the pink ones, like raspberry, or they have cosmic pink lemonade.
Oh, they've really upgraded since I was a kid. Wow.
Yeah, there's like cinnamon roll, blueberry, galactic punch. Okay. But anyway, so I love how summery you are.
Thank you.
Nice break.
Speaking of summer, check this out, Kristin. I was driving through Lincoln Park yesterday. I don't know if you can see hidden in the trees, there's this beautiful doe. And I hopped out of the car so I could take a picture and just check her out. And she just, calmly stayed there and checked me out in the same way.
Oh, what a cool shot. So how long did you get to sit there and kind of watch it before it took off?
I took off before she took off. I was like, well, I got to keep going. So she was still there when I left.
I have things to do today, dear. I'm so sorry.
So I wonder if she rolls up to her fawns and she's like, wow, this girl jumped out of a car today. It was so fascinating, kids.
These weird humans.
I just stopped and watched her for a while I was eating my leaves.
Yeah. We, down the road from us, saw at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, a mama doe with the teeniest little fawn ever. It looked like those little goats. It almost was that size, running and galloping through. And then the mom got up and crossed the road, and then the baby came up and it stopped for traffic, looked, and then went across. And the girls were like, "Oh!" It was so cute.
That is cool. It just feels so magical when you get to see that, right? When it happens right in front of you.
Especially when you're not expecting, we were getting ready to do our morning thing and just let's just pause for a minute and watch this cute little fawn run through the field.
Right. I had some place to be, but I was like, nope, there is a doe hanging out right there. Pull over the car, jump out. Yeah.
Exactly. Hey, we've got a whole lineup of folks this morning. Good morning, everybody. I see Chris on, and Mary, and Jeff Tess, and Marcy. So nice to have you all joining us already today.
Good morning. Yes. It is so nice to see everybody.
I know. What a great way to start the day.
So, my brother messaged me that there's a pair of cranes that are hanging out in his backyard, and they laid an egg, and the egg was huge, and it was just kind of out in the open, but he said every day they move it. And I can't imagine, how does a bird move an egg? Do you know what I mean? What part of it, how does it?
Maybe it does a crane, because they have a long beak, like maybe they push it on the grass or something. I can't imagine they'd be able to pick it up.
Oh, you think maybe like they roll it or something?
Maybe.
I don't know. It's a mystery. So viewers, if you have the answer to that, if you know how a crane might move its egg, let us know.
Yeah. I see Kay just hopped on and said good morning. We were driving in Green Bay. I just saw Mary just commented that she saw a pelican yesterday. I was driving in Green Bay last Thursday for a lunch meeting, and a crane flew over 172, like, over where the river is. And it was like the coolest thing, because I was like, wait a second, what is this giant white bird? And then I was like, oh, it's a pelican. Like, how awesome.
Yeah, it's so cool. I don't remember ever being aware of pelicans in this area when I was a kid. It seems like it's maybe in the past decade that I've started noticing them. So
yes.
Did they migrate here? Were they always here and nobody ever pointed them out? I just was unaware. I'd love to know more about that too.
I don't remember them as a child.
Okay.
I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe they were somewhere, but I don't remember that. Yeah.
Somebody told me a theory once, and this is unvalidated. So they said that there was some big storm that blew them off course, maybe while they were migrating or something. But because they ended up here and then had to like lay their eggs or whatever, that now this is what they consider their home base.
You know what? I feel like that makes a lot of sense. That's just like nature's way of redirecting them to a new spot.
How cool. Yeah. It's really cool to see like the pelican and the lighthouse.
Yes. The pelicans are so cool because first of all, it's like a massive bird. And then second of all, they have that like big, I'm going to go like this, saggy beak, where they can like, they could probably move their eggs because they would have room in their mouth to like move them. I don't know how a crane moves its egg, but.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. That's
so
fantastic.
I don't have a picture of this, but Doug told me this morning that he went out at like 4:30 to turn sprinklers on. I know it's raining, folks. We've got new grass. We're trying to water. He didn't realize it was going to rain. So he is going out and he hears this like, ah! And looks up and there is a screech owl up in one of our trees. And it like launches up and takes off and flies off. And he said, and I'm sure it's like a perspective thing, but it like, he said, if the wings felt like 4 feet wide, like it was so massive.
What?
Yeah. And I said, like, what a cool, because you don't like have your phone out with you nor are you awake for that matter at 4:30 in the morning. But like, how cool for him to just like, first of all, hear it. Cause he's like, I'm going to get eaten by this thing.
Oh no.
And then second of all, like be able to see it fly, like it actually took off.
And especially an owl, because, owl sightings are kind of rare.
Yes.
A, because they're mostly nocturnal, but then they're always really good at hiding themselves. And so, the chance at seeing an owl is really rare compared to some of the other cool birds that are around.
Right.
What a cool experience, Doug.
I know. So I was happy for him. That happened just this morning. All right, let's see. Kay just posted. She said, last week at Eagle Tower in DC, we enjoyed a baby fawn resting next to the walk up to the tower. And then they saw a mommy duck moving their 8 little babies across the street. Oh, that's very cute.
That is so cute. Well, let me ask you this. So on the office that we have downtown, there's a ring. And so the ring shows activity in the parking lot. And for 3 nights in a row, maybe around midnight, the ring went off. And when we checked, there was a duck. Just a single duck standing there, like in the streetlight, just hanging out in the parking lot. And like, at first it was like the first night I was like, wow, this is really interesting. But by the 3rd night, it's like, wow, what's going on? Like, why is he back? And so do ducks mate for life? Like, was he looking for his partner or, what? Let's make a story up about this duck.
I do think that ducks mate for life. Like they're usually in pairs. Actually, when I was in Arizona, there was a pair of ducks that liked to come into the pool in the afternoon and like, it was like a body of water and they would land in the pool. And all the people that live there regularly were like, they're cute, but we don't want them swimming in the pool, but it was a pair, a couple. I don't know. That's a good question. So do you know who Sarah Beaupre is?
I do.
So Sarah Beaupre is a local medium and she does readings. Her son passed away when he was about 4 years old. And she just recently posted about spirit animals. They had a red-tailed hawk, a Cooper's hawk. Her son's name was Cooper, land in their driveway and like be extremely attentive to her and Dan. And she has a write-up about how sometimes animals will come and visit in the spiritual thing. So I don't know if you believe in that. I'm just sharing that. But is this duck coming to give you or Jason a message, perhaps?
I wonder.
Do either of you, is there anybody out there that would come as a mallard?
That's a good question. I think he was probably there for Jason more than me, if anything. So I'll have to run that by him.
I'm just, if you guys ever so Sarah Boper, she has a business page. Look her up and read the thing about this. She has pictures of her husband, Dan, with this Cooper's hawk, and they're like 6 feet apart. And the hawk stayed for like an incredible amount of time and sat with him, which doesn't like normally happen in nature.
Hey, Jeff mentioned that as fall comes, it won't be unusual to have a herd of deer bedding down in Wilson's bowl. Oh, that's cool. It's really interesting, how nature and society are able to kind of coexist like that.
Sure. And I mean, that's really close to Lincoln Park. So it makes total sense to me that they would be on the move at night.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of interesting, I guess, the more closely they're associated with society, I guess the more acclimated they become.
Right.
So for deer to just bed down in the school bowl, or for that doe not to run away when I hopped out of the car to check her out.
Right. Right. So Kay asked, where is Wilson's Bowl? That is on Waldo Boulevard, just west of Northeast Street.
So it's part of Wilson. It was Wilson Junior High School. Now it's Wilson Middle School.
Yep. Cool.
Oh, Jeff said on Waldo. All right. Hey, Kristin, you want to do a little public service announcement? Let's talk about this post that you shared, because I think that this is really important information to consider.
So I saw this on the Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department the other day, and it's like, in my opinion, kind of part serious and part funny. So it says like, what is this driving information? Like, what information are you sharing? And it gave these examples of, different bumper stickers or license plates or different things people have on their cars. And, some of them are funny, like the baby on board says, we're likely easily distracted and maybe an easy target. Or the hunting one, we may have expensive equipment at home and might be gone on the weekends. Or my plate's easy to remember because this is my name, or, this is what I do, or where your kids go to school. And so I grabbed it partially because I do think this is a good reminder. Sometimes, we don't think about the social media or the vehicles or the things that, we're communicating around. And I mean, I don't have anything on my vehicle. I generally feel very safe. Like, I don't know if I would be completely opposed to it, but, so I'm just curious, like, what do you guys think about it? What do you have on your car? Like, what does your car say about you?
Right. And what kind of extra information is it telegraphing about yourself that, most people wouldn't do anything with? But unfortunately, there are, scoundrels about, right? And so what sort of tips is it giving them? What kind of clues?
Right.
And it reminds me of on Facebook, there's always like little quizzes like, which character from Game of Thrones would you be or something. Like, never, ever, ever, ever don't answer those. Those are just, fishing for information. It might seem fun or cute, or like, oh, yay, I'm the most popular or whatever, but don't do it. Don't do it, because, that they're gleaning the type of information that can be used to, discern what your passwords might be or other important information.
Right. And, I think about, like, sometimes I always think I don't have to worry about myself, but I worry about the kids. Well, in that image, there is, even if you can pull that back up, Tina, there's like the bumper sticker about where your kids go to school, Richland High School honor roll student, or even like the pictures of the dance and the baseball. Like, let me introduce you to our children and tell you where we're gone for practice, or, where we play sports at. And so I've not always really thought about it in the context of like, am I giving people access to where my kids are going to be if they wanted to? Like, again, maybe it's fear mongering. I don't really see it that way. I think it's smart to try to think about it, or maybe be thoughtful about like, what would I want to put on there if I was going to put something on there. So Tina, do you have anything on your car?
I just have a Coolest Coast bumper sticker.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like that's giving too much away.
Because you're so cool. That's why.
That's because this is the coolest coast. We live in the coolest place in the world, don't we?
Right. So, and if you guys want to go check it out, there is a bunch of comments on the sheriff's department page, you know, some joking, some serious. I know one lady said like, well, I have like smile more stickers, so I think I'm okay, you know. But like, go read it, because I think there's, you know, a good mix of like things that really made me laugh, combined with some things that maybe are like, yeah, I should probably think about that. So
what was the one you read one to me, Kristin, and it was like, yeah, we're our stickers show that we're nerdy gamers and that we're mostly home.
yes, that we play Dungeons and Dragons and we're home all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, and Mary cautioned that she did play a game, and then somebody messaged her and asked her, you know, oh, what's your Cash app? I want to deposit some money that you've won. So luckily Mary was smart enough not to be duped or to fall for that.
Yes. Yeah. And Kay just said they say the same for all of those questions that are posted on Facebook. People answer, and it's an insight to your personal life. So, you know, once again, a good just kind of reminder to be like, is this good information to share, or what does this share about me or the members of my family? And, you know, it's kind of like when you go on vacation, you're not supposed to post on Facebook that you're going on vacation. So.
Right. You don't want to give people a heads up like, hey, my house is about to be empty, and my house that you know I've got expensive equipment because you saw the sticker on my car is going to be unoccupied, you know? Right.
That's correct. That is absolutely correct. Right.
So that's our little public service announcement. Hey, you know, speaking of cars, speaking of the coolest coast, we were just in Milwaukee the other day, and we were stuck in like an hour of rush hour traffic. This was probably like 6:30. And it just made me realize we are so lucky to live here where we do. It's funny because yesterday I got in the car and my app said from home to downtown, it's 10 minutes. And I pointed that out to my son. He's like, Mom, everywhere is 10 minutes from here, right? Like we can just literally zip around wherever we need to go, and we never have to worry about, oh, is there going to be an hour delay because of rush hour?
Right. Well, and I think, you know, there's been Bucks games going on and things in Milwaukee that certainly contribute to that traffic. So that road right there, I used to drive from Jackson, Wisconsin, which is a little bit west of Grafton. From there down to basically Miller Park for work every day. And I would either go on the I-43 side, or I would go down 41. But when we moved up to Manitowoc, I was so used to driving, like every road is at least 45 miles an hour, that when we moved to Manitowoc, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can only drive 25 everywhere I go. This is horrible. Like, it took forever to like reset my mind that I could not be like pedal to the metal all the time. But I agree with you. It's so nice to be downtown in 10 minutes, you know, maybe across town completely in 15 minutes. And really, do we have to deal with traffic? We're so lucky. It makes it easy.
Right. And like for us, you know, we had the time, right? So, okay, no problem. We've got one rush hour to deal with. But imagine how many of these people that this is a daily occurrence, like to work, from work, all of this extra time, just like idling in their cars.
Yep. Yeah. And I mean, like I would leave at 7 to get to work at 8 because there was traffic to deal with, and you just never knew how it was going to be. And I mean, I think in bigger cities, there's maybe a little bit more flexibility about your landing time in the office because of that. Like I just, you know, that's how it has to be sometimes. Or, you know, that's an opportunity. People listen to podcasts, or they listen to a book in the car, or do that kind of stuff because you have to do something to pass the time.
Right.
So,
right. Hey, so what are you doing for the summer? Are you doing some fun things?
Well, I mean, we have camping trips on our list, certainly. We have a summer bucket list. I think we've talked about this before, but we always love to find a day to go to the county fair with our friends during the day so the kids can like ride rides and eat corn dogs and that kind of stuff. So we're excited about the county fair in August. the summer is all about softball for us. So, we really do enjoy playing ball. And then, I think there's always some check mark things like we'd love to mini golf at least once. We try to take in Cedar Crest ice cream at least once, or ice cream during the week. There's like some kind of must do things for the summer. Get to the beach a couple of times. So why do you ask?
Perfect. Well, you mentioned Cedar Crest, and I just had to show. Did you know that you can get a liquor license? So I think this is just so cute. It's their version of a loyalty card, and every time you get a cone, they'll punch it, and then you can get a free cone when you turn it in. But I just love it. I love going to Cedar Crest. I love the fact that they change up their flavors every day, and it's so close. What we love to do is go to Cedar Crest, choose an ice cream. Obviously, get our loyalty card punched. We go there just a couple of times, it looks like.
Right.
And then we'll take our cones and we'll walk over to Red Arrow Park, and walk all the way over to the beach if our cones last that long, and then walk back. It's just always so nice.
It is nice. So we also have a liquor license, a version of Cedar Crest liquor. And there's some weeks where we end up there twice a week, and I think it's so fun. And we're a family of 5. So if we use our punch cards, like in 2 times, we get a free cone. So it's just really fun. It's like a signature part of summer, I think, here.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
So you know what? Well, I met one of my girlfriends on Sunday at the wharf for lunch, and then we walked Mariner's Trail. And it was so again, I haven't done that now in a while just because. So much fun to just get out.
Did you walk past the new pavilion too? Did you see the beautiful mural of Poseidon and stuff that's painted in there?
Yes. And at first I walked in because we went in to go to the bathroom, and we walk in and I'm looking to the right, looking to the left. There's paintings on the walls, and I'm like, Well, the ladies' room has a very colonial looking young lady on it. And the men's room has a very dapper gentleman painted on the wall, so you know which direction to go. But yeah, the mural inside is beautiful. It's so fun. Yeah, we actually walked from the wharf down to the car ferry dock because the car ferry was coming in, and then walked all the way back out to Dairy Queen and then back.
Wow. That's a nice walk, Kristin.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was so much fun. We saw so many people biking and walking, and we even got lapped by this cute old man on a motor car, like a motor, what would you call that? A motor car?
Like a scooter or?
No, like a scooter, a motorized scooter. I was having a problem with motorized car today. Yeah, he passed us, and then he passed us again. And my girlfriend Raisa, she joked if you pass us again, we're hitching a ride back with you. That's it. So, yes, so
that's
fun.
awesome.
It's just so beautiful.
And it's nice that it's wider now too, so it is easier to pass, and it's also easier to walk shoulder to shoulder and have a conversation rather than just single file.
Yeah. My girlfriend Raisa, we got to the wharf for lunch, and she's like, I don't even feel like I'm sitting in Manitowoc.
Right.
And I'm like, that is what makes it so awesome.
We took my brother and sister-in-law there too. They were up from Madison for the weekend, and they said the exact same thing. They're like, this is Manitowoc? They're like, it feels like we're on Anna Maria Island in Florida or something.
I love it. Let's see. Kay just commented about, okay, so they're mentors for Big Brothers Big Sisters. Way to go. I think it's so awesome that you guys do that. And they made a summer bucket list with their little. That's so much fun. So hopefully if we didn't have all those ideas on your list, hopefully we gave you a couple of new ideas.
And making a list really is a great idea because it seems like summer goes by in the blink of an eye. There's so much cool stuff that is very summer specific. And yeah, if you don't have a list and a goal to accomplish those things, right, all of a sudden it's maybe February and you're like, darn it, I forgot to do X, fill in the blank.
I'm with you. Yeah, it's just fun to do that. I love getting the kids engaged and kind of what do they want to do or what do they love to do? And, fireworks should be on that list too somewhere. 4th of July is coming up.
Yeah. And, it was just my mom's birthday. I'm going to just say happy birthday to my mom. But I also snapped this picture. Jason made dinner and my parents came over, and my son and my mom were just like cuddled on the couch, like having conversation. It was so heartwarming. I just love to see how special that relationship is.
It is very cute. He does not look happy that you were taking a picture of him.
Oh no, that is his teenager happy face. I don't know if you can tell it, but there's a slight smile on his lips and a slight. Oh yeah, you should see his unhappy face.
How does he feel about you showing that on Coolest Coast today?
I have no idea. I guess I'll find out afterwards.
I love it.
He helps me. He uploads a lot of the videos afterwards to coolestcoast.com.
Yeah.
And so he always has to go through and take a screen capture. And so he'll often like comment on different stuff. And he always seems happy when he sees himself. So I think that he won't be opposed.
Well, that is very sweet. So you guys had dinner and visited with your mom for her birthday?
Yeah, and my brother and sister-in-law were able to come up. And so it was just really good to be all together. My grandma got to come too.
Oh, nice. How old is your grandma?
She is 91.
Holy cow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Special time for you guys to be together and like celebrate. That's really cool.
Thanks. And she's super fun. She's like really willing to kind of go with the flow, right? Like, you know, sometimes it's easy for a person to be like stodgy or no, that's for the kids. But like Teak wanted to play Risk. And my grandma's like, sure, I don't even know how to play it, but if you guys teach me, I'll play.
Aw, that's so fun.
And then I'm not sure, she's never played before because she ended up winning. So maybe she's just a shark. But
she's like, we're strategic. That's a tough game to play.
I know.
Go grandma.
So that was fun.
That is
cool. Well, what else is going on in the world?
Well, so I sent you a picture. It might have been a late entry. Maybe you don't even have it. But we have a pair of swallows. Back to the birds. We have a pair of swallows living on our porch. And they are pooping everywhere. Oh, no. And I was like, we were going to try to like put our phones on the tripod so that we could see there if there were eggs in there. Well, apparently some babies either fell out of the nest or got booted out of the nest or died in the nest and got kicked out. But we found some little babies that were kicked out. So there you go. So I have every reason to believe that there's still babies in there. But am I evil if I want to knock this down and get this out of there eventually?
So it's making a mess and it's right on your front porch?
Yeah, the swallows like dive bomb into our porch. And I need to do some research unless somebody knows the answer to how long it takes for little baby swallows to like get their wings and be able to fly. Because once I won't kick them out as long as there's babies in there. I think that's terrible, but they cannot go. This is not a good place. They must leave at some point.
I wonder why they chose that spot.
I know, isn't it funny? I mean, it is a corner. Well, I'm assuming it's easy for them to build a nest. It's a weird nest. It also looks kind of like a beehive.
That's what I thought it was.
They must either regurgitate things to build this or they poop to make things to build this. Because it's like glued to the house. I clearly am uninformed in all things bird, but yeah, Nora found like this little teeny piece of egg. So then we looked up because I was fairly certain they were swallows. Looked it up. Yep, it's a little swallow egg. Like it's very exciting for the girls to have them around, but I don't really like them pooping all over everything on the front porch. That's not my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad to hear that you're not going to disrupt them while they're maturing, but I wonder, are they the type of bird that if that's where they're born, like that next generation is going to try to nest there again? Yeah. And if so, how would you deter it?
Maybe I'll have to get a fake owl and put it on the porch in the corner so that it doesn't. What scares the swallow? That's what we need to find out next.
This sounds like part of a Monty Python skit. Is it an African swallow or a European swallow?
Right. And why did they decide that we've been here 7 years. They've never been on our porch before. This is the first time they decided that this is like the, perfect spot for them to be in. So
but it's the perfect age too for the girls to enjoy it. So if you can just deal with a little bit of swallow poop for the season, for science, that's awesome.
Now, what this is, science. It's so
science and observation.
Like they started pooping on our cushions on our little bench on the porch. I'm like,
ah.
This whole thing is gonna have to get power washed. It's not good.
All right, viewers, we want to know what kind of interesting animal stories you have. We've sure had a lot of them today.
Right.
Doug's owl, your swallows, the deer, the duck.
I know. So Tina, I shared what we have on our summer list. You obviously mentioned Cedar Crest. What else is on your summer bucket list?
I really want to take the bikes and go to Madison and go for a bike ride. I've really wanted to go to Elroy Sparta and check out that bike trail. There's an old train tunnel apparently. I've never done it. Even just pedaling the Mariners Trail. Mm-hmm. So I guess a lot of it revolves around biking.
Yes.
And I really, I went kayaking with my dad. I really want to have my own kayak at some point and just be able to put in and enjoy the river or go up to Silver Lake. So we'll see. That is definitely on my bucket list.
That's a great goal. I feel like we should check off that Bike Mariners Trail soon. Last summer,
tomorrow.
Last summer we did that a couple of times. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you know what? That was awesome. We should kind of revive that.
Yeah. We could just meet up and do it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We'll take some pictures. We'll talk about it on the show. Maybe if we do it, we can talk about it on the show. And the next time we're going to do it, other people can join us if they're interested.
That would be cool.
Oh, by the way, Kay had some additional information about the swallows.
Ooh.
So they apparently had a nest, and it takes 10 to 14 days to leave the nest. That's not bad.
Well, these little babies that appeared this week were pretty little. So I would say by the end of next weekend, the weekend after the 4th of July, they can fly the coop then.
It could be interesting too if you're able to take the nest down and actually examine what it looks like inside.
I know. I will have to see. I have no idea what it's, if it's going to just pull away from the wall or if we're going to have to chisel it out with, I just don't have any idea what it's going to be like to try to take it down. So
yeah,
hopefully we don't get dive bombed by the swallows when we're trying to take the nest down.
Well, we will all be anxiously awaiting reports of how this goes down.
I will keep you up to date.
Well, this has once again been so much fun, Kristin. Thanks for having this fun chat over coffee. Viewers, thanks so much for joining us. You really make it a blast, and we are already looking forward to next time and to hear about your swallow saga, Kristin.
And to hear about 4th of July. Happy Independence Day.
Wait, is that happening before we meet again? What day is today?
Isn't it? No, it's not.
Second.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, oh, wow. Yeah, happy 4th of July, everybody. Holy smokes.
I thought I did. And then I'm looking at the date, it's the 29th. Maybe that's not enough days. And then I was wait, I'm pretty sure this weekend's the 4th of July.
It is still Blur's Day, and I'm not even sure of what month, so.
Right. It's only Tuesday. In my mind, it's Thursday.
That's right. All right, well, happy 4th of July. Take lots of pictures. Let's talk about that next week.
You guys, too. Have a great week, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Bye, everyone.